Hey, how's it going? So for this new little series, Awesome 80s Horror, I'm going to be looking at the 80s and picking out some films, all on physical media, which I'll be showing in the videos. That's the way I like to do it. I won't be talking about any titles I don't have on physical media. I don't have everything from the 80s, but such a cool decade. I was born actually in 88, so like I didn't live through it, but always been a big fan of the horror movies from the 80s, especially as far as special effects go. It's phenomenal. Like some of the best like practical special effects out there. They wasn't heavily reliant on CGI. There is a bit of ropey CGI in some late 80s, early 90s films and stuff, but mainly practical effects. And for films like creature features, it really does give the film some weight. You know, you're trying to get this like monster across on screen, and practical just does the job perfectly, much better than CGI. There is some good movies that use CGI well, and there is some good CGI used well in some movies, but I just think 80s for the practical effects is just so good. And for this first episode of the Awesome 80s Horror series, I wanted to kind of mainly, I mean, with a couple of exceptions in these picks for this video, I have actually kind of focused quite heavily on the practical effects filled films. So I picked out films that do have really good practical effects pretty much overall. There's a couple in there that don't overly use practical, but they don't use CGI. They're just not effects filled films, but they do have effects in them, of course. But you know, such a great decade. And obviously, like, you had the whole like birth of the video cassette that made home entertainment possible, whereas before that people just relied on going to the theatres, the cinema, or whatever was on the like three main channels. I think it was just three main channels, or maybe a couple more, I don't know. I think Channel 4 came along a little bit later, but video was revolutionary. The video cassette, VHS, I used to collect a lot of them in the 90s as a kid. That was my like predominant format for consuming home media. Obviously went on to DVD and Blu-ray and so on. Never got into HD DVD though. I didn't bother with that one. Obviously that lost the battle for being commonplace to Blu-ray. So Blu-ray became the main next form of home entertainment, despite DVD still having some of the best sales or what have you. But anyway, I picked up 10 movies from the 80s. Just want to run through them quick. Just a little series, a little spare video, and yeah, let's get on with it and get going. So to start off with, I thought I'd pick this one out. It's a great watch if it's the 14th of February. I mean, you can watch it any time of the year, but I picked this slasher classic, My Bloody Valentine, and this is a Scream Factory edition. They do have a 4K out, Scream Factory do. I haven't purchased it yet because we haven't even got a Blu-ray or a 4K officially of My Bloody Valentine in the UK. So at some point we're obviously going to get a 4K and Blu-ray set, as hopefully Arrow will do this. Funnily enough, one of the someone from Arrow actually, because I shared a post on Instagram for the Return of the Living Dead edition. I think it was that one. Someone from Arrow actually works in one of their offices or something, said to me, was like, oh, thanks for sharing and stuff. And I said, yeah, cool. And then I was like, oh, you guys need to release My Bloody Valentine on 4K and Blu-ray in a limited edition set. And he was like, oh yeah, cool idea. And he's like, I'll let the right people know. But I did try, so like I'm sure they're thinking about it anyway. Obviously they have rights to obtain and whatnot, but I did put that in a comment. I was like, you guys need to release this in the UK, because somebody does, and I'd love to see Arrow do it. I think they'd do a top job with a limited edition. Yeah, it's set on the February 14th. Focuses around a killer who's been wronged. He's taking vengeance on a small mining community, and yeah, this is the uncut version. Great edition from Scream Factory. Yeah, if you want a really good like slasher movie, with a good like premise, My Bloody Valentine's pretty darn good. I'd say it's one of the better ones, to be fair, and it's quite heavily regarded, but not the most spoken about out of the slashers. Like things like I'd say things like Scream, TCM, if you want to call that a slasher, get like talked about more. But yeah, My Bloody Valentine's so good. And on to special effects now. So I did say this is predominantly going to be a video with movies that focus on special effects, and what better than just trying to get the date, 1986's The Fly, the remake from David Cronenberg, based off of the original movie starring Vincent Price. yeah, this takes it a step further. Gooey, special effects, absolutely nasty stuff, especially when he's transforming into the Fly. Piece by piece of his humanity is just dissolving, and yeah, he's turning into this monster, and it's such a good film. It's quite heartbreaking in a way as well, because the effects look so realistic and gooey, and they're practical, and he looks so, I don't know, uncomfortable with this transformation, like all of his what makes him humans just being lost to this evolution he's going through into becoming like a fly monster man thing. But it's so good. Stars Jeff Goldblum, is it Gina Davis? Such a good movie as well, The Fly. It really needs a 4K. One I revisited the other night, that's a really fun one, and I wanted to throw it in this video because I liked it when I was younger, when I used to watch it on late night TV, and that's 976 Evil, and it's actually directed by Freddy Krueger himself. Robert Englund, who played Freddy Krueger, actually directed this movie. I think this is from my birth year, actually, 88. Yeah, not that I watched it in that period. I probably watched this in the early 2000s. Yeah, really cool. Basically, this bullied student calls up a horoscope hotline, which is has severe consequences. So he's taking these horoscope readings bit by bit, piece by piece. He's turning into something sinister, something dangerous, and it's up to his rebel cousin to basically defeat his demonic infested nerdy cousin, who's basically going on a rampage, taking revenge on all the bullies, even standing up to his dominating mother. So the cousin has to basically fight him and hopefully get his humanity back. It's really good. It's got some good effects, good little premise. Yeah, it's an enjoyable one. I won't go as far as to say it's one of the best. You know, it's not exactly. And by the way, this isn't a ranking. This is just random 10 movies. I'll be doing a couple of these. So yeah, I'd definitely put it in there. It's not like a top 10 80s horror movie, but it's definitely one that deserves to be mentioned. That's 976 Evil. Really fun, really good one. You know, if it'd been late 80s, you're well into the 80s, and 976 Evils just drips in 80s kind of horror vibe. Like, it's just so good. I do mention this one a little bit on some of my videos on the channel. Well, I have done in the past anyway, not for a while. I had to mention another one from 1988, my birth year again, no bias. I'm not deliberately picking films from when I was born, but that's pretty good year though. That's Pumpkinhead. I love this movie. I think this is perfect for Halloween. He's the revenge demon, Ed Harley's son. Unfortunately, he's killed at the beginning of the film by in a motorcycle accident, let's say. Ed Harley goes to the local witch to resurrect the vengeance demon, Pumpkinhead, who will take out anybody involved in his son's murder, one by one. It's got great special effects. Again, you've got a cool looking practical puppet. I think it's Stan Winston's effects, really good effects artist. I'm pretty sure it's that guy, yeah. It's also directed by him. I'm sure he's an effects artist as well. He directs this too. That's Pumpkinhead. It's so cool. It's a good creature feature, one of my favourite creature features. I can even tolerate the sequels. I don't think they're very good, but I can tolerate them. But Pumpkinhead's pretty damn phenomenal. Love it. Quick mention of The Terror Within. This is a new watch for me. I think this one's from 88 as well, maybe. But yeah, it's just under 90 minutes long, sort of set in a post-apocalyptic world. You've got these creatures. There's a look on the back. It's actually a German edition, but that's The Terror Within. If you want a kind of cheesy, like kind of post-apocalyptic, like special effects filled, well, and practical effects filled, sort of like great little 80s creature feature, have a look at The Terror Within. I've only seen it the once, but I will be rewatching this one because it's really good. Another one from 88. Oh, it's a good year. I haven't done this deliberately, by the way. These are just ones I randomly picked out, and that's of course the good old Halloween classic, Night of the Demons. Basically, a group of teenagers go to an abandoned property to have a Halloween party. One of the teenagers, Angela, wants to engage in a seance. They resurrect something quite sinister in the house, and a lot of them become possessed and turn into pretty scary looking demon-like creatures. And yeah, it's got so many fun scenes. It's really cheesy though, really like 80s, you know. The music as well, like the soundtrack to the film's very 80s, a lot of 80s songs in there and stuff, of course. But yeah, Very good though. I really enjoyed this one, and part of it even looks quite. It's quite like, it doesn't scare me personally, but like some of the scenes, like when you've got Angela possessed floating through the dark hallways of the abandoned house, it's pretty, like, you know, I can see how some people may find it a little bit creepy, but it's lots of fun. Lots of good special effects as well, practical effects and stuff. There's a look on the back, if you can see that. Excuse the glare on this video. I think it's the position I'm sat in. I'm going to be doing a few changes to the recordings at some point. Like, I want to get myself a better video camera. I'm using my iPhone at the moment, so I do want to get a decent video camera. So as far as production value is concerned, it will be going up a notch and a level at some point, so I will be getting around to that at some point. Thought I'd put an Argento film in here, and this is Phenomena, starring Jennifer Connelly, Donald Pleasence. Basically a strange kind of like giallo with elements of like sort of, do you want to say like telepathic abilities? Because basically the main girl who Jennifer Connelly plays, she goes to an all-girls boarding school, meets scientist Donald Pleasence, who even has a chimpanzee sidekick, which is pretty cool, a pretty cool part of the film. Basically there's a murderer on the loose killing young girls. They're trying to figure it out. She has an ability to basically telepathically control insects with her sort of mind control. So a really interesting film. It's got a great score as well. Love the Phenomena score. And it's just another brilliant film from Argento. This is the lovely Arrow set on 4K. They did a really nice set Arrow did before this as well, with another lovely artwork. They've done a couple of good editions of Phenomena, Arrow have. Yeah, it's a really good Argento film. Perhaps not one that's spoken about as much as like Deep Red, Suspiria or Tenebrae, but yeah, Phenomena, really cool. And I thought I'd just put a heavyweight in here, and I thought I would. And I put in A Nightmare on Elm Street, directed by Wes Craven, starring Robert Englund as Freddy Krueger. Most people know Nightmare on Elm Street. Freddy's the dream demon taking revenge on the kids of Elm Street when he manifests himself into their nightmares, or perhaps turns their dreams into nightmares. And yeah, it's just a joy to watch. You got Freddy Krueger. This one's a little more serious than the films later on in the franchise. Obviously, they sort of like tried to capitalise and tap into Freddy's comedic charm, which works and doesn't in some circumstances. But the original film's just a bona fide classic, one of the best horror movies ever made. This is the lovely Steelbook limited edition set that got released by Warner Brothers last year. I'm currently waiting on the Steelbook set with all 7 films in from the franchise, excluding the remake, but the 7 main films, the original films. That's on the way apparently. Hopefully I'll get that Monday, but I'll be talking about that too on the channel. But yeah, Nightmare on Elm Street. This one's 1984. I think this one's from, but yeah, Wes Craven's masterpiece. Really good idea as well, Freddy Krueger. Just this idea of a man stalking your nightmares and can actually kill you in them. Like, really good idea. Okay, so just 2 more to go and I'll be done with this video. Another one I've spoken about recently on the channel, and I was really disappointed that I couldn't get a new limited edition, quite expensive Synapse box set of it. However, recently for this film, Film Treasures got some back in stock, but they're not dispatching them till November, so they're obviously awaiting their restock. But that's The Deadly Spawn. So yeah, it's just had a really nice release on 4K. I didn't want to pay over 100 for the 4K. I wanted to buy a little bit less than that, but it is a Region A release. It's obviously Region 3 disc because it's 4K, but I managed to bag a copy, so I've got this for now. And I've ordered the set, so on this channel I'll be showing you'll see my reaction to the Deadly Spawn 4K set. This is so good. If you're a sort of cheesy like horror movie fan who's into like nasty, gnarly, gory special effects, the Deadly Spawn's brilliant. The plot's quite nonsensical. It's a very grimy looking film. I can't wait to see what it looks like in 4K. I can't imagine it looking too much better than the Blu-ray, but I really want that set because it's gorgeous. And this film just fascinates me because of how cool those things are, just the Deadly Spawn, the creatures in the movie. There's one scene in particular that's very nasty where a woman's face basically gets pulled apart and you see every gruesome, nasty little detail. And that's the Deadly Spawn, really good 80s movie. If you like your sort of creature features that are all about the gore and the special effects, yeah, Deadly Spawn. And another one in the same vein that is also from the 80s, 1986, and that is this edition of The Abomination. same applies to this as I've just stated with the Deadly Spawn. Gory, nasty practical effects, a nasty big monster. I love a good nonsensical silly creature feature with nasty blood and gore. So it's amazing. And the Deadly Spawn's no exception. It's basically a monster. This whole house is basically infested with this monster. You've got people, they've got this guy feeding the monster, you know, he's putting body parts down the toilet as the monster, which is basically infiltrated every facet of the house, consumes the body parts. And you know, they open cupboard doors and it's got like that thing in there, you know, part of it, like its teeth. You've got to see it to believe it. The Abomination. Now, it is a low budget one, you know, particularly very low budget, but it is pretty amazing. If you're a fan of like retro kind of like 80s special effects filled, gory, you know, nonsensical films, check out The Abomination, because it really is fun. If you like trashy movies, The Abomination. There's a little look on the back. Don't know if you guys can see those pictures, but yeah, The Abomination. So yeah, there's 10 pretty cool, like very cool, like 80s movies. Now, I put some low budget ones in there. Obviously, I put a heavy hitter in there, like A Nightmare on Elm Street, Phenomena, Night of the Demons, but I thought I'd add stuff like Deadly Spawn and The Abomination. But if you want some 80s creatures features, I do highly recommend those two, The Abomination and the Deadly Spawn. And what a double feature that would make. Bang on target with theme and aesthetic. What a double feature. Yeah, like, comment, subscribe. Just a quick video there, you know, just for a Saturday. Yeah, let me know what you think. What are some of your favourite 80s movies? I'll probably end up doing a few of these over time. It'll be a little series. I'll do a playlist on the playlist section of the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Hopefully I'll get my Nightmare on Elm Street set next week, the Steelbook set, and I'll be doing some videos on that, I guess. Okay. Thanks for watching. Bye.